Hello, hello, Aries. How's everybody doing? Oh, I got cords coming out all over the place. Welcome, welcome. My name is Patty. I'm an empath here to do your intuitive tarot along mixed with astrology and numerology. We're doing Aries for March 29th through the 4th of April. We're at the end of March, you guys. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. There is also a full moon happening. So today is the 27th as I record this. So if you're watching this before the 28th, the full moon is on the 28th, about 2:05, somewhere around like that, p.m. Pacific time. And then we have the energies of that full moon playing into about the 4th of April. All right, so we're going to get started. For those of you that do not know, I had knee surgery. I had a knee replacement. So if I get a little squirmy, I apologize. This is my last reading for today, but it's not my least. Save the best for last. But it is just because of my knee. It's all swollen. I got to go ice it. All right, so let's get going here. And any of the readings that I do have are live so that you guys can come in and interact if you like. If you ask a question, though, be prepared because the answer is not coming from me per se. It is what the divine wants me to share with you. And sometimes that's not what you want to hear, but that's the truth of what divine is wanting me to share. So just be prepared for that. All right. So let's get started. First oracle out, guys, is Divines. This is the energies Divine wants me to share with you, that maybe there is something that you need to work on, a lesson needing to be learned, something that he is trying to point out of interest to you, not to me. This is not my sign. This is not about me. This is about you. And this may resonate with you or maybe resonating with somebody around you or coming towards you. All right. So if this doesn't resonate with you, this is a general reading. So it may resonate, like I said, for somebody around you or coming to you. All right. So let's get started. Okay, we have Ghostlands, we have Ride the Wave, and we have Gentle Gardener. Hey, Lisa, welcome, welcome. So, Ghostlands is the Divine's energy, right? And that is the Divine's card. Let me see here. What did I do with the book? I'm trying not to get up, sorry. So, I haven't read the map, the Enchanted maps, oracles very much. I did them for the moon and the planets, but I haven't seen them for a little while, so I'm a little rusty with these guys. So let me just sort of jog my memory. So the 17, which is the number 8, again, the number 8 is about your potential and your rewards, where you're headed. But this is about the Ghostlands. Okay, so let's see what the artist has about Ghostlands. If I remember right, this has to do with your past. Where'd it go? Ghostlands in the upright. So whatever you set to your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. So for rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the Enchanted map, and that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It has the place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps towards the goal and the dream. Steps are important now. So this is the Divine's card, right? So we do not want to look into the future too far because he'll change it up. How many times have you had started something in your life and then all of a sudden some switches or something turns or something's not right? Or, you know, it's a switchback or whatever. Okay, happens all the time, right? That's because we don't want to get ourselves too complacent into the future. It's like we teach our kids that life isn't just a straight, easy, narrow road or wide road. It's all over the place. So this is the Divine telling us, think in the now. This is the Divine telling us to pay attention to what is going on in the now. This is the spring equinox also, and the full moon here that's happening tomorrow is about that. This is about balance. This is about also, too, the future energy that I'm going to give you with this next oracle is not for just the next week. It is for a couple months. So 2 to 3 months. This is the energies for 2-3 months because we have we're getting ready to plant our garden starting in April, right? So we were going to plant those seeds. Then we got to watch and wait, which is the hardest part for those little sprouts to pop up. And then we got to take care of them. And if they're like beans, you got to string them up. You got to take care of them. If they're tomatoes, you got to put little nets around them or wire nets around them and things like that. So we have to be preparing, thinking of the future. However, we need to be watching what's going on now. All right. Current energy for the 29th through the 4th is ride the wave. Go on with it now. And it is the number 5. And because we cannot see what is going on, we have to realize it is a little bit unstable, and we do have to focus in on the unseen and have trust and faith that whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Just like the seed in the garden, we can't see it growing underneath ground, but we have to have faith it's going to shoot up. It's going to be a little plant. It's going to turn into the vegetable, fruit, or flower, or whatever it is that we want it to be. Well, what it's planted to be. But the thing is, we have to have faith and just hang on and ride the wave. This is sort of like the other oracles that says, be still in the desert. And that's the hardest time to be. But if we be still and we ride the wave, what are we doing while we ride that wave? Are we just sitting and, it's not even funny. They're saying, yeah, are they sitting and just picking their nose? And I'm like, ew, who said that? Somebody's funny on the other side. Anyway, this is a time that you have to be active while things are still, you're waiting for things to happen. Doesn't mean that you're just going to sit and wait. So like we have to keep our feet moving kind of a thing. All right. Because the future energy, remember I said this is going to be for a couple of months. I don't make this stuff up. I don't make these. I don't sit there and look for this card. Oh, I got to have this card. The gentle gardener. This is a gardener that is going to take the time, be patient, make sure the weeds keep getting picked out. The water is being done on the garden. This garden is you. The plant is you. So it's making sure that you have the right people in your place, hanging out with the right people, having standards, having morals, having things to allow yourself to succeed up because, and I'll talk about the planets here in a minute, it's the number 2. You can barely see that in her hair. And the number 2 is about bringing things together, or it's about balance, or it's about separating and dividing something. So in a garden setting, in your life setting, we want to make sure that we're thinking about now. We're doing things in the now, even though we have to wait. We're still doing things, just staying active, staying our mind thinking in a positive manner, joyful manner, lifting up manner, thankful manner, which is really hard to do sometimes. And then we sit there and we are waiting for that and watching our garden at the same time, because our fence, maybe a deer jumped it, trampled it or whatever. Maybe you got slugs coming in. Slugs like a bug we have here that loves to eat our plants. It comes in and so you want to make sure all those things stay out. That's the same with your life. You don't want some toxic person coming in, messing up all the hard work that you've really worked your buns off to get to where you are. It's sort of like when you, I don't know why they're telling me this scenario, for somebody who has or maybe lent money to somebody, a family member or friend or whatever, and that person doesn't give it back. You've worked your buns off for that money. You've worked hard for that money. Yes, I like it upside down. Yes, I do. But the thing is that somebody isn't understanding how much hard work it took you to make that money. And when they don't pay it back, it's just a slap in your face saying, you know what, I don't respect you. I don't respect the hard work that you do. And I think I'm more important, so I'm not going to pay you back. But as I teach my daughter, if you're going to loan money out, just never plan on seeing it back, because most of the time you don't. So we don't loan money out. We may gift somebody if they're in need, but we don't loan it out. First card out. I like it. The Devil in reverse, meaning somebody's breaking bondage. Somebody is breaking the cycle of having things happen over and over again that are destructive. Again, this is the things that are making your life turn around and grow in a positive nature. All right. All right. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let's see what else we got going here. Because when you see the devil is just a low vibration, a skanky snake kind of a thing. And if you see it in the upright, that means that it's actually going to be something of bondage. We use like, and what's the sad thing is people have the choice to get out of it. They just choose not to, right? So choose to get out of your bondage. Choose to get out of it. Interesting. So we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Hangman. And then we have Death. So what I find interesting is, and why I said that, is the Hangman's in the middle. Again, remember I said we have choice? The Hangman's in the middle. But if you look at this dude here, he's facing death. So somebody's had something in their past that maybe wasn't working, and maybe somebody did do something to betray them, and now they've sort of become enlightened a little bit, and they're saying, you know what, that's never going to happen to me again. And literally that's when death happens, is when you end something, boom, it's not going to happen anymore. So if for example, if you've been in a really bad relationship, maybe somebody got verbally abusive and then it turned to emotional abuse, then you're like, nope, I'm not having this, I'm out. Then you are putting an end to something. And then now you're going to literally have to it's created a wave. Now you're actually riding the wave out to dissipate that relationship. Yeah. Because you're your gardener. So you need to take care of your garden. That's the thing, is a lot of people go to other people for advice and things like that. I never do. I might ask them just curiosity what they might think. However, my first person I go is divine, wherever you want to call divine. Divine's everywhere. Divine could be standing right next to me, could be in me, could be all over the place. The thing is that we go to divine first, because that's where the ultimate answer is, the absolute truth is. But when people go to other people, people are broken. People are cracked. Where's a crack in my glass? People are, the thing is, because we're all in this together, we're all trying to figure it out together. So why would I go to somebody that, may not have that experience? With the moon, yes, hidden. Hidden, hidden, hidden. Who out there, because I'm hearing it, who's out there is saying, if only? Because that's what I'm hearing somebody say. If only, da 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 da. You can't do the if onlys. You just can't. But that's what I heard. If only this will da 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 da, then this will da 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 da. No, you can't do that. Something's hidden. And if he'd only just say he loved me, then we could get married. You can't do that. If onlys usually don't happen. So I learned that many, many years ago, when my brother was murdered, and we were in Florida to collect his remains, and he was a taxi cab driver. So if anybody's a taxi cab driver out there, please be careful. But the thing is that the victim services that was taking care of us, I was standing there, and I said one day, if only, because I knew, I had a premonition that my brother wasn't going to come home. I already knew that. And that was the thing that I felt really cursed about at that time. This was back in 94. And in 93, I knew he wasn't coming home. I was given this premonition. And so I was trying really, really hard to get him home before, but he was in trouble with the police a little bit. He was on probation. And I said, bro, keep your nose clean, keep it clean. And as soon as that probation's done, I'm giving you an airplane ticket. You're going to come home. Everything's going to be okay. And it was 5 days short of his first year of sobriety that he was murdered. But he didn't get to come home. So it's sort of like at this time, and then I would say, If only I would have brought him home sooner. If only I would have told him I loved him more. If only. So you can't do the if onlys, especially if I would have brought him home sooner. That it is not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. Again, that is riding the waves. You can't do the if onlys because the if onlys 9 out of 10 times don't happen. You can't do that to yourself. So I learned not to do the if onlys way back then. And it saves me a lot of heartache, a lot of trouble, a lot of, mental anguish, that kind of a thing, because you do not know. Again, this is the unseen. This is the seed in the ground that you cannot see, that is growing, building roots, building everything. You can't see it. You cannot see what the second dimension is doing, what the divine is doing in the second dimension. We won't have that knowledge. So you have to really just think in the now. Keep moving forward. Keep your steps moving forward. Even if you're being still and waiting for those stupid little plants to grow, you still have to be moving forward and be gentle to yourself and the people around you. And that's why it's really important to allow who you allow in your circle around you. Because somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. Too many cards. Somebody does have to go. Who is that in your life that has to go? Yeah, somebody's creating a burden for somebody, definitely. This is a hardship. This is something that, I can't carry any more weight. I just can't. Yeah, there's an offering coming. There is an offering of love. Yeah, somebody's going through something really, really heavy. However, there's somebody in your circle that knows you're going through something, or that you need to release someone or a bad habit or something that is holding you back and down, but they're staying really, really calm. So maybe you know that you're going through this storm, but you're staying calm. You know that things are going to be okay, which they are, because you have the offering of peace and joy, and that is coming your way. And it's the number one. It's new. It's a new beginning, and it's going to bring it together, because this is your future energy, because it's going to bring it together. This love, this offering, this nurturing, taking care, paying attention, loving yourself. You have to love yourself first here, because if you don't, you bring people in and then you're not ready to help them with their issues because you haven't taken care of yours. These are your issues, your burdens, your boundaries, and those kind of things. All right. Yeah, this is a spiritual battle that somebody's having. Release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. So anyway, so that definitely is. And you got the king, and then you've got the high priestess next to each other, and it's like saying, hey, don't worry, things are going to be fine. I gotcha. Second dimension's gotcha. Trust me, second dimension will always have you. Divine will always, always have you. Been there, done that. Thank him for every time he has. Never failed me once. Never. Never, never, never. All right, so let's see if there's anything else here. This is a sort of a week to begin thinking about your circle, your friends, who you're letting in, who you're not, releasing any burdens. Sometimes you might also, too, not want to share everything. I don't know what other sign that happened with, but yeah, definitely don't share everything, please. There's certain people that don't need to know everything. And this is the Queen of Wands, which is a lot about communication. So somebody needs to go. I don't know who this is. And the reason why a door needs to shut is because there is an offering coming. There is a beautiful offering, more of a spiritual. It's like almost a divine intervention coming towards you. And it could be a person. It could be an opportunity. It could be, but it has communication in it. So I don't know. Yeah, another opportunity. Let me get some clarification on that. So this opportunity that is coming towards you, but you got to remember, you got to end the first one. You got to end whatever's holding you back. You know what it is. Your intuition is telling you you're fighting it. Because it's going to choke. It's like the weeds in the garden. It's going to choke you out and not allow you to keep moving forward. Whatever this is, or person, or whatever. Because it's releasing your bondage. And if it's anger, you really need to release the anger, because that's what would hold you in bondage, is the anger. But it is releasing it. So release that anger. Definitely. Hey, Ben, welcome, welcome. You can go ahead and ask a question. I'm almost done, and then I can answer that for you if you want. Sure. Get clarification on this. What is hidden in here? Ten of Cups. The Magician. And Three of Swords. Ooh. Okay, so we have some betrayal. Okay, so there in the very beginning we had some betrayal. We had something that needed to end. Okay, so for somebody, I think this is it. Then this may not resonate with everybody. However, there was some betrayal, right? And then we had the hindsight, which was somebody's not paying attention to the energies around it. And then we had to end it. It had to go away. It had to go bye-bye. That kind of a thing. Here's where it is. So things were running really, really good. Things were like, yes, we're on top of the world, whether you're with somebody or you're single, or I want to say you're with somebody, but they created a burden within you that needed to go, because we have the Ten of Cups and we have the Magician. Okay, so the Ten of Cups is all about everything. It's the house, it's the family, it's the relationship, it's everything unconditional. Okay, that is a really good card, but I believe it was manifested in the wrong ways. It's like saying somebody was with the wrong partner, because you have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and it was probably because of the burden that it carried, because it wasn't supposed to happen. So that is not going to resonate with a lot of people. It may resonate with one person. However, if this relationship happened, it shouldn't have happened. Does that make sense? Because when you carry a burden, relationships, you carry each other's burden. You don't carry the burden for everything. Does that make sense? Even if you're in a family situation, unless you're an only child, you should not carry the burden of maybe growing the parents, or having the parents, take care of the parents in your home or their home or whatever. You don't carry the burden alone. And just so you know, you don't ever carry the burden alone. If you go to the divine, he will definitely release the burden. But this is where some betrayal happened here. Something happened that should not have happened. And I want to say this relationship was put into play. This was not a divine interaction. However, there is one coming. So this has to end in order for the other one to begin, because you have offerings coming. All right. So there is an offering coming, but whatever happened here, that wasn't the divine. That wasn't supposed to be. And it seems like that this burden is going to be released. And then something new can come in. You just have to be patient. You have to ride the waves, and then know that while you're waiting, you take care of the garden. You get yourself ready. You keep thinking positive. You're doing inspirational things. You're doing things in your singleness that you want to do to keep moving forward. However, you think in the now. This is the divine saying, focus in on now. Don't worry about the future. I got this. I'll show you when you're ready, kind of a thing. All right. But there is some interaction coming. All right. All right. Lisa. Or is it Lisa? Lisa? Yeah, I had a boyfriend when I met my soulmate, I guess, and that ruined everything. Well, the thing is, if that's a real soulmate and if that's divine intervention, then it would have you know, you would have been able to leave the boyfriend, go to that soulmate, and everything would have happened out right. If it didn't, then it wasn't still meant to be. So if that soulmate is not around, then that soulmate really wasn't the soulmate. So just an alter soulmate kind of a thing. But yeah, a lot of the times when we make a choice and don't listen to our intuition, and we go into a relationship thinking, well, you know, I know some people in their 40s that they're like, well, I'll never find anything better, so they compromise. And it's like, seriously, just wait. You've got the person coming towards you, but then now you got married, and now the person comes and then you missed out on the person you were supposed to have. Yeah, it's hard, but you've got to have patience, and you have to be able to trust and ride that wave and just say, hey, you know what? I'll just keep moving forward. I'll keep doing what I need to be doing. But sometimes humans get so impatient that they just can't wait. All right. So let's get some of the moon energies for this, since we've got the moon coming here, the 28th. Full moon and energies for this coming up next couple of weeks before the new moon. Now, just remember, this full moon is about balance. It's balance between desires and balance between values. So we've got desires, which is earth, and values, which is second dimensional, spiritual. So there is going to be a little bit of a kerfuffle. It's like, nah, I just, you know, I really want this. It's like wanting a new car, but they're saying, you know what? No, you can't really afford that. It's a little bit out of your budget, so not now. And you're like down like this. And then you're just sitting there and you're trying to balance it. So you have to balance what's actually happening in the second dimension with the first dimension. I know that's confusing. Sort of confusing. The other thing too about the full moon, it is about relationships. This is a good moon. This is a good Libra moon because it is about energies and gentleness in relationships, understanding relationships, that kind of a thing. So this is a real gentle moon. It's like a very good transformation moon. It's a really good moon. There's a lot of good things coming from it. Balance is going to be the hardest thing, though. Okay, Ben, how do I be confident when starting a new job? Oh wow, that's a really good one. You know, if is hopefully it's in a job that you know how to do the job, or is this like a whole new gamut? Like you're learning new skills, you're learning new job, new things like that. That can be, you know, a little bit exciting and challenging actually. Um, let me entertain that here after I get these moon energies here. So we have, oh, sad embrace again. Well, that's been sort of yeah. That is, the sad embrace comes because a lot of people do not want to let go of the past. And that's the hardest part. So letting go of the past, letting go of those energies from the past. This is that balance thing again. The desire to keep the past. Why do you want to keep the past? You can't change it, you can't do anything with it. Yes, it taught you how to do some of the lessons that you now know how to do, how to protect yourself and say no to certain things and people that you got hurt from. But don't hang in the past. Don't hang in the past. The movement, and that's the number 9. Somebody's really intense in hanging in the past. Totally hanging in the past. So, and the movement is for forward movement, not backward movement. We don't go backwards, we go forwards. And the forward movement is 10. This is something that needs to end and begin. So the forward movement is also 10. It's also the number 1. Move forward, not backwards. Again, and then the decisions. You have spiritual decisions based on earth decisions. This is the number 3. This is acknowledgement of earth versus, this is the balance thing again. This is the earth versus spiritual. And am I going to really go with my integrity, my morals, my values? Am I going to do that over my desires, or can I take my desires over values? Which are you going to do? This is a character decision. This is a choice decision. This is for the next 3 months, 2, 3 months. So you can choose to let your garden go to kafui and let the weeds grow and it doesn't get watered and you don't feed it. You don't do anything. So this is the same thing for you mentally and spiritually. I don't need to listen to inspirational stuff. I don't need to work on myself. I don't need blah, blah, blah. That is basically saying I don't need to grow. I don't need to develop. Whereas you can turn around and water that garden and take out the weeds and get rid of the toxic things, choices in our lives, whether they be habits or maybe foods or people, whatever it is, you're picking it out, you're making sure that fence is nice and strong, and you're building and you're growing in that aspect. All right. That's a choice. This is a choice. Which one are you going to pick? Lots of things to go from here. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So, okay, so Ben, that is totally new for you, right? Let me see here. So when you build confidence in a new job, I know this is going to sound really sort of stupid, but you sort of fake it until you make it. You show that confidence like you really have it, and you be yourself. However, you go in there strong and saying, "I got this. I can do this. I can make this happen." And then you just go with it. And then when you don't understand something or you don't know something, you don't fake that part till you make it. You just say, "Hey, I really don't understand what this means." You don't give the impression that you do know everything. You just have the confidence that you within yourself, but you go in there and ask questions. Because before you know it, if you don't ask questions, what happens is they're going to expect you to know the job. And then when you can't do it, they're going to be like, "What the heck?" So make sure that you ask questions. That will build your confidence. And you know what? And you're kind about it. You don't be flustered about it. And I will tell you right now, I see a notepad. So I see you taking notes. So make sure that whatever you have is you're taking notes, because that will help you. And it'll also make you look really like you're interested in the job. You really want to learn the job, that kind of a thing. I see a little notepad and you're writing on it. So make sure that you do that to get all the answers that you need. And then don't be hesitant. Just say, "Hey, I'm new." So many people are so shy and ashamed to say that they're new in something. And we all are new in something, no matter what. Every day we're new into something. It's just your projection of how you do it. All right. But let's see here if there's anything Divine wants to say. Yeah. So you have the 9 of Pentacles. You got this. You got this. So the 9 of Pentacles is all about learning, building to grow, learning the step-by-step process. And at the end of the rewards, you have it all. You have not only the rewards of the financial aspect, you'll have the knowledge, you'll have actually, you're going to have a humbling of saying, "You know what? I really didn't know anything about this job when I came in, and this is going to bring you to this level." And then you're going to be doing that to somebody. You're going to be sharing with somebody saying, "Hey, I used to be where you were at, and this is how I made it through," or you may just be empathetic to where they're at and saying, "Hey, if you have any questions, just let me know." You got it. You got this job. All right. Just be yourself, ask questions, and I see a little notepad, so make sure you're taking notes. All right. So Aries, you got a lot of work. If you're just popping in, please go back through and watch this again. There is some work here for you guys of letting go of certain things, and then you've got some new things coming because you're breaking bondage. There's somebody breaking bondage here. There is a release. There is like, finally getting rid of baggage, finally getting rid of stuff. All right. So this is your reading. Now, don't forget, the full moon reading will be tomorrow, sometime between 10 and 11. I'm not going to really post the thumbnail because, again, it's due to my knee. And for those who popped in just now, I have a knee replacement, so sometimes the pain gets a lot. So I want to make sure I ice before I come in and do the reading. So 10 and 11. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know when I'm on. I'll try to post a, a thumbnail tomorrow morning and give you some heads up. Other than that, don't forget to like when you watch your YouTube creators, not necessarily me, but any of the YouTube videos that you watch, make sure you hit the like. That's huge to us YouTube creators. A lot of people don't know that, but YouTube really watches the likes. Don't ask me why, I don't know, but they watch those and they analyze those, and that's how our videos get to go up to be seen more. Don't ask me how it works. I don't know. I just enjoy reading. But don't forget to like and share and subscribe when you can. And these are live, so you always can come in and ask questions. The full moon will be alive. You can come in and ask questions. And even if you don't are shy to ask questions, you can always email me, or you can go to the videos down below, Get Balance 2020 or Divine Warrior, or the website. And there's a lot of videos to help you free for your transform your mindset, spiritual growth, nutrition, fitness, all that kind of stuff as for life balance coach. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay in love and truth and spirit, and we'll see you on the 5th. Can't believe it's April already. I was going to say February. Where's that coming from? But April. We are in April. Spring. Well, summer for somebody like down in Australia and New Zealand, but spring. Yes. Take care, guys.